Okay, let's move on. The Minister of Works, Architect Mike Onolememen, he is our special guest on the program today. He will be on this platform with me shortly. One area where the Jonathan government's transformation agenda has probably recorded dividends that are so visible to the eyes is in the road sector. Nigeria has over 300,000 kilometers network of roads managed in between them by the federal government, the state and the local governments. Over time, the roads have become a major source of transportation, particularly since the collapse of the rail services. The result is the heavy traffic on our roads, which in turn have exerted a lot of pressure on them, resulting in large-scale wear and tear and dilapidation, which therefore emphasize the need for massive rehabilitation and, in some cases, expansion as well. And in the last 2 years, the massive rehabilitation, expansion and reconstruction of federal roads have been a major project of the federal government, spearheaded, of course, by the Federal Minister of Works under the revolutionary and dynamic leadership of the Minister of Works, Architect Magnus-Desmond. He will be doing, we will be doing an assessment of the hugely successful story in the road sector shortly as the Minister joins me here on this platform. Please be part of the discussions. Join us through our interactive platforms, Twitter handle, you already know it, and of course our Facebook page. Ask questions or make inquiries as well through our interactive platforms. I will be back shortly with the Honorable Minister of Works. Sorry about that. In case you're just joining us, we are starting the discussions now. Our guest is it's a very special edition of the program today. The architect of the very visible revolution in the road sector in Nigeria. He is here with us this morning. Incidentally as well, an architect. Architect Mike Onolememen. He is the Honorable Minister of Works, and he's joining us on this very special edition of Focus Nigeria this Wednesday morning. Honorable Minister, good to see you, sir.
Same here, Benga.
It's your first time on this program.
Yeah, so that is true.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Yes, we're looking at the revolution that has been taking place in the road sector. But very few Nigerians will probably remember that the Minister of Works is not your first port of call in government. Many will not even remember that you were Minister as far back as 2006?
2007.
2006. Yeah, 2006, 2007. Then, I think Minister of State Defense also?
Yeah, Minister of State for Defense.
Okay. And then you got to Minister of Works.
Yeah.
You didn't get overwhelmed by the problem you met there. I'm sure what we have seen in the road sector goes beyond the call of duty. It goes beyond the call of duty. There must be a little bit of some personal passion involved in all of this. Because we've seen so many Ministers of Works between 1999 and up until the time you got there. And we know what the state of roads in Nigeria were before you got there. Yeah. That's why I said it must have gone beyond the call of duty.
Well, let me put it this way. When Mr. President Goodluck Jonathan appointed me, and the day I was sworn in, he told me plainly that the narrative in the road sector was acceptable to him, and the condition of the roads in Nigeria was totally unacceptable, and that I needed to do something quickly to reverse the trend. So for duty, and I knew I needed to do things differently to be able to change the narrative. And immediately after looking at the handing over notes and in line with Mr. President's mandate, I knew quickly we needed to reorganize the ministry. And I sought President Goodluck Jonathan's approval, which he graciously granted, and I quickly restructured the ministry in a way that it was now pointed to better service delivery for the people. You won't believe it. We have, at the time, we have about 35,000 kilometers of road in the federal road network, and we had just one director of federal highway construction and rehabilitation. I mean, for you to be effective, you have to be a Superman. To live in Abuja and know what 36 states of the country. So what I did quickly was to create 6 zonal directorates of construction and rehabilitation, and directors were appointed, and they were posted to the zone, and they were made to be resident in those zones. That was the first time a director of the Federal Ministry of War was now going to be resident outside Abuja. And immediately we also reorganized the design department based on what Mr. President told me has been the bane of the ministry, that the idea of frequent augmentation of projects which led to the fleecing of taxpayers' money must be stopped, and that he was not going to entertain any augmentation of contract as a result of fleecing things like washout, which became a cesspool or an opportunity to engage in corrupt practices at the ministry. And for me, I took that to heart. And what I did was to quickly design a new template for certification of work, whereby contractors were no longer paid for non-permanent works. If you must do any work like earthwork and all that, you have to protect it, and at least protect it up to the base cost level where you have the first layer of asphalt. And that served two effects. One, it ensured that when the rains come, the ongoing walls are no longer going to be washed out. That was hitherto the case. Beyond that, Nigerians will better connect with the huge expenditure of government in road development. You will agree with me that when we came in 2011, Nigerian roads were truly death trap. There were craters all over. I recall the first trip I made to our area. In fact, I couldn't believe it. I had used the road severally because I used to live in Lagos and I used to drive to Benin myself every now and then. The story was the same on Apapa to the express road. I mean, if a newcomer, you would think that the lagoon has been expanded into the road. And that was the general picture. In fact, some of my colleagues in council then used to say, Mike, we pity you, just do your best and move on. But I knew that was not enough. I knew we really needed to tackle it. So Mr. President graciously granted me, unlimited access. All the challenges we were having, the teething problem we were having at the beginning, he attended to them squarely and dealt with them squarely, and that gave us a new lease of life at the ministry. And the successes we recorded later were as a result of this foundation backed by Mr. President. So today we have been able to change that narrative, and we thank God. I mean, since we came in, we actually inherited about 79 projects valued at about 458 billion.
The statistics for that project.
And after that, we have valued at about 458 billion naira. And out of that, we have completed quite up to about 40 of those projects. And of course, on our part, we have also awarded new projects. Altogether, we have about 133 projects awarded. And we've completed in total about 62. And we have a whole lot of them among the others that we have recorded appreciable progress all across the country. Because for us, we also knew that there's a connection between good roads and economic development. Because it has been proved worldwide that for every 1 naira you spend on road development, you add a corresponding 1 naira to the gross domestic product of the country.
The road actually is a cross-cutting issue.
Yeah, because other issue. For instance, for the economy, the roads are to the economy what the blood artery is to the body. The arteries move blood from one part of the body to another. The road also moves economic activities and commerce from one part of the country to another, from the farm to the market, from the industry to the market. So without good roads, you can imagine that manufacturers will manufacture goods, they cannot displace them because they are not able to transport them. With better roads that we have now, businesses have improved turnaround time, manufacturing is improving, more jobs are being created, people are being employed, so it's an economic thing. So, and that understanding the Goodluck Jonathan had on the connection between good roads and economic development actually helped us in driving road development to what it is today. Today, no doubt that travel times have been reduced between origin and destination all across the country. We have a program to link the six geopolitical zone with dual carriageway, and that program, we are succeeding with that program. The last aspect of it, I believe within the next 2 years, by the grace of God, we should be able to complete that. Okay.
First, let me take you back to the restructuring you said you had to carry out immediately in the Federal Ministry of Work. Those restructures, have they been made permanent such that if tomorrow you are no longer in that ministry, those restructurings, because they've been positive, nobody will come and restructure them back to what they used to be?
Yeah, they'll be made permanent because I told you Mr. President was involved in it, and Mr. President also ensured that the head of service was part of that reorganization. You won't believe it. For a couple of days, for 2 weeks, Mr. President, the then head of service, and myself were sitting around the table, tackling the problem of the Federal Ministry of Work. And the then head of service, Professor Afolabi, immediately established those positions, and vacancies were declared for them. They have been a trend. So, in terms of sustainability, that has been tackled.
Okay. If you came in, and in the span of 2 years, you achieved so much, do the Nigerians have a right to therefore ask what has happened in the period of almost 14 years before you came?
Yes, of course.
That eventually nothing happened.
It's not as if nothing happened because the records are there. A lot of projects were also being done, but just because our approach just changed the entire picture. It's a question of what is the target? What do you want to do? And for us, the transformation agenda of Mr. President Goodluck Jonathan, when we came on board, we made the transformation agenda actually articulated, and for the road sector, it was well articulated. There was no project that was not in that document that I took to council except constituency project. And that focus, the power of focus also helped because we targeted the major economic arterial route. We made them arterial route A1 from Lagos through Ibadan, Ilori, Jeba, Mokwa, Tagina to Kaduna and Katsina. Arterial route A2 from Warri to Sapele, Benin, Auchi, Okene, Abuja, Kaduna to Congolam, with the border town with the Niger Republic. Arterial route A3 from Port Harcourt Port to Aba, to Enugu, to Ninth Mile, to Makurdi, to Otukpo, all the way to Lafia, to Jos, Bauchi, all the way to Maiduguri. So we know them, and we decided to focus because these are the economic arteries of our country. Because there was no point. In the past, what has happened was that in the past, people were doing projects according to their heart, not their head. Because projects, I saw projects with the ministry, projects embarked by the ministry that started from nowhere and ended in nowhere. No connection. Just satisfy the needs of the community, whether or not. If you study our major ongoing projects, what we have been able to do, they are all connecting. Because we realize that road development cannot be done in one fell swoop. They have to be accomplished incrementally. So, but in accomplishing it incrementally, you must have the big picture. So if you come to Malfred, you see this big map of Nigeria, you see the road, and you see on major corridor, you see the theaters where we are operating. And once one theater is completed, we move on to the other theater, and at the end of the day, we realize the entire chain. So that's exactly what we did, and it paid off. Okay. Now, you said you have ongoing a total of 133 projects. That is the total that have been awarded. Out of that, 62 have been completed. Okay. Out of that 132, the 62. Does this also bring about the 79 that you inherited? They were part of it, incorporated. And you have total portfolio. Okay. You have completed 62. We have completed 62. Okay. If 62 out of 133 projects have been completed, the results are this visible. Because I travel on the roads and I know what the condition of roads used to be, and I know what they are now. So it's not a question of trying to praising. I'm not praising you. That's not my fault. I know what the condition of the roads are in a lot of places, and we can see the works going on in some other places. Now, if 62 have been completed out of 163, we still have this huge number that are not attended to yet. The results are this visible. I'm wondering what would happen by the time you are done with the 133. What picture of our road network do you have? In fact, what we have done was when we came on board, because of the nature of the road network we made, we were in a hurry to ensure that the existing arterial road are reconstructed, rehabilitated, so that they can effectively help to oil the wheels of our nation's economy. And most of the 133 projects that are standing on, some of them are mostly, many of them, about half of the standing on are constituency projects, which, of course, you know, every year members of the National Assembly introduce some projects into the budget. based on the budgetary template.
Yeah.
And some of them are also part of that 133. But by and large, by the time we complete ongoing work on major arterial roads, Nigerians are going to be able to drive from one part of the country, from Maiduguri all the way to Oro, in an unbroken chain of good carriageway, in a way that will not only help in promoting economic activities, it will also help to enhance national integration.